Hello and welcome to Film Fanatics TV News. On today's show we are reporting on the new release of the film Beyond the Grave and its use of digital technology. New reports have come to light that the director, Olivia Baldwin, used various outlets such as SlideShare and YouTube. Let's cross over to her now to find out more. Olivia, thank you for joining us today. Would you be able to tell us a little more about how you use digital technology in terms of your research and planning in your film?
Yeah, great to hear from you. For my research and planning, I mainly use the internet to find out conventions of previous horror films and specific features which allowed the audience to recognise the genre. Various websites such as SlideShare, Wikipedia and smaller media websites gave me useful information into the characters, settings, props, editing and music for horrors, which enabled me to interpret it into my own creative idea. As well as watching other horror films and reviewing them, for example, I watched The Woman in Black to expand my research and planning, to gain inspiration through this film, to incorporate and include all the information I have found through film watching and internet research. I then use a small handheld camera to conduct audience research. These were portable and easy to use, and the videos which I made could then be uploaded to the Mac computers and converted into small videos through simplistic editing on Premiere Pro and then uploading them to YouTube.
I think people really underestimate the power and influence other horror films can have on filmmakers, and the internet definitely is an ever-expanding tool for worldwide communication and research. Could you expand on this as to how it helped you with the construction of your film?
The construction of my film was the area which was mostly supported by media technologies, as this required a handheld camera, the Mac computers and online audios, music and voice recordings. After completing the research and planning, I began filming, starting with the last few scenes and working towards the beginning. I used a small handheld Nikon camera, which although was good for portability purposes, didn't provide the purest quality image, and it was difficult to keep a steady hand when moving the camera without a tripod or steady moving cart. The next media technology was the Mac computers, which was where the scenes were uploaded to. I was able to begin editing and constructing the film itself. By importing the videos, it became clear that many of the scenes needed to be shortened, as they were too long and wouldn't fit into the 5-minute requirement. This also ensured the audience wouldn't get too bored by watching the same scene for too long. I began editing the film in this way, starting with the cutting, then the transition between different scenes, making sure the changing of setting had a fade to black or white transition. The next stage was to edit the flashback scene, with the time edit, which layered the film and delayed it slightly. Due to most of the scenes involving a journey, the film didn't appear much like the genre until the music and audios were included. I gathered various music extracts, audios and recordings from YouTube and Audio Network depending on the suspense and tension they built up. As a result, the music increased and distorted the effect of the walking and travelling scenes, suggesting the ending and the climax of it were not to be happy or successful.
You can never really appreciate a film fully until you found out exactly how it was made and what went into it to get it looking so professional. Again, could you expand on this for your evaluation stages? What happened after the film was made concerning digital technology?
The evaluation required me to look back at my research and planning and the construction of my film, including the feedback I have had along the way, and to decipher whether my end product of my 5-minute film has been successful or not. Audience feedback was the largest part of the evaluation, as it gave me the well-needed view of the demographic to decipher whether the media conventions and horror genre I'd been trying to recreate were successful or not. In terms of media technology, again, I used a handheld camera and then edited the result on Premiere Pro. Then I used Microsoft Office Word, where I wrote out the answers to these questions in extensive and detailed amounts so I could get the core basis of it checked and then to develop it to a more creative basis. Similarly to my other small audience feedback videos, I used a small handheld camera to make these evaluations creative and a small script set up to create this news report interview. Again, similarly to my other videos, the Mac computers and Premiere Pro was used to edit this video and was uploaded and viewable to the audience through YouTube.
Digital technology really does sound like a crucial part to the creation and execution of your film. And thank you for coming on the show today to talk to us through the stages of filmmaking.
Thanks for having me on.
That's all we've got time for today on Film Fanatics, but join me tomorrow night when we'll be reporting on rumours that there will be a sequel to Frozen. Thank you and good night.